Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing out there?
Okay, you're about to do a highlight. Let's go to sleep.
Turn
You
that
ready?
out the way. So I can see there's a couple jumped on already. Hopefully a few more will come on as well. There we go. I can see CW came on. G23 is on. I think I'm live. Hopefully I'm live. Yeah, looks like I'm up and running. So tonight we're gonna go through and do the second part of the 45 colt reloading, where we last week we'd made some dummy rounds up. We sized, flared, expanded, and we put and we did some powder as well. So I set it up tonight where I've got the Charge Master 1500 instead of using the Redding 10R, I think it was, or times 10. So I've got the RCBS Charge Master set up. So we're going to run through. We're going to use that tonight. Then we'll go over and we'll seat some bullets, and we'll do some crimping as well while everybody's jumping on. I can see Gene reloading from the hot pod has jumped on. Duffer 426, Info Brothers, G23, Dale Pogue. So there's a few jumping on. So I picked up a new toy. I'm going to quickly show it. I'll do a review on this and a setup, but I thought I'd show it to you quickly, guys, because it's coming up to deer season, and I'm going to do over the counter archery, and also I got a archery elk hunt as well. So I picked up this Omega 3 mega sight, and this is it. It's going to mount on my crossbow. And what's cool about it, you can see that it's got a digital screen on it. It's got a built-in rangefinder, so you can set this up for ranging the animal. And it comes with an SD card, so you can actually record. So you're going to be able to record everything. So I basically just unboxed it quickly tonight just to have a quick look at it. I need to get all the instructions done and read up about it. And this should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to trying this out. I'm going to try it out in my deer hunt, because that's not so critical because it's over-the-counter deer. If it doesn't work, I'll put the regular scope back on for my important hunt in September when I got the elk hunt. But if this works well when I go deer hunting next month, it's going to stay on, and hopefully this will be pretty good. It'd be nice to be able to film the shot as well. So I just wanted to show you that, guys, as something new that I picked up. And a little bit bulky, but it'll be sitting on the crossbow, so it's not going to matter. So I think that's going to be a fun little toy, and I'll do like a little review when I put it up later on. Doug Thomas has joined us. Bamba Dad is here. Hillbilly up. Good to see you, Hillbilly. So there's a few jumping on. Let's see if there's any comments here yet. So tonight is going to be hashtag Mac22 for anybody does it. Let me just start collecting. So they are switched on now. So hashtag Mac22 if you want to get into the draw. Hi Chris from 740 has joined us. So tonight, little giveaway, guys. Again, we've got a couple of stickers. I got something new tonight to show you as well. So we've got some stickers. I got the channel sticker. I got the little FN sticker. Little pocket screwdriver that I'm being given away and everybody seems to love with a magnet on them. And we've got these. So it's the Mac Tools. It's got the pin-up girl on it. And what it is, it's a wrap-around koozie. So you just put it on your bottle or your can, and it's a wrap-around koozie. And it just opens back up flat. So I thought they were pretty cool. I saw them coming up on one of our flyers. So I just thought that'd be a cool thing to get. Little wraparound koozie. So that's what we're going to give away tonight. Gizzard Gary has joined us. Good to see you. And I'll keep an eye out as they come in. So if you want to go in the draw, guys, just hashtag Mac22 and that'll get you in the draw. And I'll repeat that a bit later. Okay, let's bring the camera, move the seat and bring the camera over. So like I said, tonight we're going to be doing we'll drop some powder and we're going to be using the Charge Master 1500. I still use this. I don't use it as much now that I've got the A&D scales back there. And I've used this is the first time I've used this. I got it all set up earlier and the first time I used it. And to be honest, I forgot how slow this was. It's quite a slow machine. For doing a lot of quick cases, it's not probably the best. It's better to use the red in powder dropper. But tonight we're going to use this just to see how it goes. And I've got little scale here. Get that calibrated to from Michael Dunn sent me. I really like this scale. I use it as just a little backup. It checks everything for me. So with the Charge Master, it's back on. I've calibrated. It's zeroed. You can see it comes up. It says, you can see if I can get in here. You can see it actually says stable on it. So we're good to go. So the powder is unique. And I'm using 8.0 grains. So we can go in and point 8.0, enter, and dispense. You can see it starts off with this lower grains. When you're doing rifle cartridges with a lot more powder, it starts off faster. But this one, because it's such a low amount, it's starting slow, speeds up a bit, and then goes slow again, which you can see. And again, unique powder is quite large and fluffy, and it tends to sometimes clump. Even though I got the little upgrade, the little McDonald's straw in there, it's still a little bit slow. So there it's gone to thing. We can check it over here on this scale, and this one is reading 8.0, and you can see the other one 7.96. So which scale is out? I'm not 100% sure, guys, but it's 0.04, so it's next to nothing. So I just dump it, make sure it's empty, there's nothing clinging in there, drop it back in, and it'll go again. I'll try and keep an eye on any questions or any notes that come up. Hillbilly saying hi to everybody there. Doug Thomas, do you like the Charge Master? Doug is asking. I've used this for many years, I'll be honest with you, Doug, and I do like it. It's pretty consistent and it's pretty accurate. The only little downside, I'd say, it's a little bit slower, especially with these clumps of unique is a little bit slower. But I do like it. I do use it quite a bit. I have set up the two scales, so I have both of them running. If I've got say I'm doing 100 rounds of rifle rounds, I'll get them both running. So I'll have one running because they're so close. Dispensing that it doesn't make a lot of difference if for like my 308 rounds, if I'm just doing some plinking rounds. If I'm going out and I'm doing my real precision stuff, it's going to be the A&D scale back there. But just for plinking, setting up 308s and doing things, I can run both scales. There you go. That one's just come up now. It was 8.0 on the Charge Master and it's 8.04 on the small scale. So very, very close, not too far out. And always remember, you've got to keep moving this funnel, otherwise you can easily do a double charge. And the Charge Master as well, what I quite like about it is it counts and it gives you a run in total. So if you've got 10 shells and you don't mess up on any of them, you know at the end it should say 10 there. And if they're all full of 10, you know you haven't double charged any. Bamba Dad, my wife heard Pin-Up Girl and Koozie. I heard her disdain as she walked by the room, trying to explain it's a can cooler. She said, yeah, right. Sorry, Bamba Dad, if I'm getting you in trouble. Just going down to see if there's any. Oh, well, one guy has joined us. Good to see you. Dale Pogue. Everyone hit the like button. I appreciate that, guys. Jean says, Mrs. Hotshot said she'd heard Pin-Up Girl and Koozie and said, let me see. We really need to get together and go shooting, Jean. I can't wait to get up there and get out with all you guys and do some shooting. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have to try and arrange when you do that, one of your shoots, to see if I can get over there and do some shooting with you guys and meet you. It'd be great. Chris from the 740 says he's using his Charge Master at the moment. Doug says, I've ordered the Hornady Auto Charge. I hope it does the job. I've never used that one, and I've never really watched any videos on it, Doug, so I don't really know. Yeah, I hope it works out for you, and it's and it comes out and it's dropping nice and consistent and accurate for you. Reloading from the hot pot, jeans say, I cast and loaded 509mm, getting ready. Getting ready to load up some. Okay, we'll just go through and we'll finish these, and then we can go over on the press and do the next part. And you've got to be so careful, especially with this unique powder, because if you can see, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You can see, guys, what I'm talking about. So you can see it's dropping there, but it clumps a little bit. And if you can see inside the straw, it is clumping right on the very end. And what happens is if you bang it, or a little bit rough, the powder can drop, and then you got powder on your plastic tray and everything. So I'm trying to be so careful. This unique powder is a little bit, like I said, it seems to clump up a little bit. See, it drops nice. It's metering nice. It's doing the whole. It's dropping 8.0 every time, but it can clump right on the end. So you just got to be a little bit aware of that. Bamba Dad says she'll get over it. Hi, Tommy boy. Thanks for joining us. He says he just cast 500 Lee 358 105 SWCs for this new Ruger Security 380. That's cool. Okay, let's get this one dropped. I had fun again last week or Thursday. We got some real serious heat here at the moment. We're running at 100 and we hit 119 degrees today. It's giving 120 degrees for the next 4 days, and we're going to be still 110 plus for the next 14 days by the looks of it. And we're already 14 days consecutive days of over 110, and the black stuff that we drive on is up to 160, 170 degrees here. So I had tires which were just coming up to 4 years old on the front of my work truck, and they started to split. The dry rot got into them and they started to crack. So I ended up having to put 2 new tires on my truck this morning. Didn't have the blowout like I did a few weeks ago, but still had to put a couple of tyres on. Better be safe than sorry. Bubba's joined us. Good to see you, Bubba. Tommy says, no, all powders clump on the charge, master. Some just worse. Yeah, I when I'm using the stick powders for my rifles, that doesn't seem to be too bad. That this machine really works well with like the stick powders. But for this, when I started using it tight with the Unique, it wasn't the best. Tommy Boy's asking Bubba, are you going to do some porn shots in your Speedos? Oh, that's just a follow-on probably from Saturday night when we were teasing Bubba about Speedos and things. So it was a fun stream with Hillbilly on Saturday night. We had a lot of fun. If you guys haven't been in and catching, you want to try and catch Hillbilly on a Saturday night, it's a really good fun show. It'll be the last one now, guys, and then we can move over onto the other bench. Jesus, how does it work with donut powder? Probably going to be the same. It's just like this. It's just going to still sort of clump and drop. Vanessa Kitty has joined us. Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so it's come to the last. We've done the last 10. I already charged the ones behind earlier. So you want to go in and hit stop twice. And that'll stop the auto refill. You can see it just, let me just put that in there. See, a little tap and you can see it drops a couple of clumps. So that's why you're going to be so careful putting it on and off. So you don't get those few little clumps falling down, because then it won't reset itself and go. So what's Bubba saying here? Saying, don't body shame people around. I was told they didn't want me in Speedos. Bubba, you're a good sport, I must admit. And I really think I'm going to see you one day on one of your videos shooting that new AR, and you're going to be in Speedos just to shut everybody up. Tommy Boy says he has one of the earlier Charge Masters, and it does not do the auto start. Yeah, I think you just got to hit start every time, but these ones, it's pretty good. Doug Thomas, Walter Moldy Monday has convinced me to start casting bullets. The only issue, dump more money. You're right. It's like anything in reloading. Once you start getting into it, you're going to dump money. So, but you'll enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it, Doug. It's a lot of fun. It's really gratifying when you cast your bullets and then you go out and powder coat them and then shoot them. It's great. It's great. Richie B has joined us. Good to see you. I would pop in and see what reloading is all about. I thought it was a new guy. Everybody welcome, Rich. Yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy it and you can start getting into it, Rich. Nearly everybody on the panel, on the side chat here, most of them are going to be reloaders. So there's going to be a lot of knowledge. Okay, let's move over onto the press and we can go through and do the next step, guys. Don't forget, hashtag Mac22. It's going to get you in the draw. I'm right over here. Let me just show you, because there's some new people jumped on. So I'll get over here. So I got a channel logo sticker. I got a little FN logo sticker. Pocket screwdrivers. It's got the little pocket clip, magnet on the top, and a flat screwdriver. When I do my tool show in February, I'm going to try and pick up little Phillips ones, so we can get Phillips on flats, so that you guys can decide if you wanted to get a little Phillips as well. And something new tonight, guys, I was giving away It's these little Mac tools, pin-up girls. And this is actually one of these wrap-around koozies. So you can just see, just whap it down, springs round. So this is going to go on your cans, your bottles. It's not going to koozie the bottom of them, but it's pretty cool. I saw them on a flyer. I bought a bunch of them. I thought it'd be a nice little addition to add to the things we give away. So there you go. So hashtag Mac22 will get you in the draw for those 4 little things. We do a draw every week, so hopefully you guys can get into it. Yes, 2 live moves joined us. Good to see you. Bubba says you might try that. Put that Charge Master itself into dehumidifier. It's not. We're super dry here, Bubba. It's outside. It's 120 degrees and humidity is down at 10 or 15%. So it's super dry here. It's just the way. It's just the way it works with the powder. There's nothing we can do to change it. It's just one of those things. Especially with this unique powder, it just tends to clump just a little bit. Curtis Long has joined us. Good to see you, Curtis. Thanks for joining us. Let's make sure there's nothing else before I go over onto the Mark's Trapping and Outdoors has joined us. Thank you. Really good to see you. Hope you enjoy the show tonight. Mrs. Hotshot has joined us. I think I said hello to OL1 guy earlier. Okay, let's get over here. So we got this set up. You saw me making some dummy rounds last week. Let me just get the shell holder from over here. So we made a couple of dummy rounds last week, but we only went so far with the actual reloading packs. I wanted to split it over two shows, so we're not doing the whole reloading in one. I just wanted to make sure that we're sticking within the guidelines where we should be, and hopefully not gonna get in any trouble. So we already set up last week. We're using the RCBS cowboy dies over here because we're using fat bullets. I think if I remember rightly, we're using the 0.453 cast bullets and powder coated bullets that I made up. So they're pretty fat. And when I use them in regular dies, the entrance to the bottom of the die is a little small and it's scuffing the powder coat off. So after speaking with Walter, we decided this was the best way to go. Get these cowboy dies, and they got such a bigger entrance hole that they're not scuffing. Just check and make sure there's no other questions there. Ron Wayne has joined us. Good to see you, Ron. And just like a little heads up, so next week, guys, it's going to be like the 4th week since we did the interview with Walter Bunn in VAO. So next week I'm going to be doing another interview. I don't know yet who it's going to be. I'll send some feelers out this week, and we'll get somebody on the show next week, and we'll do another little interview. It seemed to go quite well. Sorry about moving that around a bit, guys. Let's see if we can get this going. Okay. So this has already been, sized, expanded, and got a flare on it. So we can just drop the powder coated bullet on top. There's plenty of room, plenty of flare to get. So we're just going to go down. Excuse me. So the seating die is set. If I go into the right die. And we're seating these at 1.5. This one's coming out of 1.583. And if you can see, we're right to the top top of the groove. So there's room for it to crimp down, but we're sitting right to the top of the groove. We can go around, and then we're using the Lee. It's the collet style crimp die. It's got like 4 little teeth, and as it squeezes, the whole thing goes up and squeezes it, and it crimps all the way around. So hopefully you can see that. There's a lovely crimp on that all the way around. Here's our case gauge. It's dropping straight in, nice and flat, and out it comes straight away. So round to the seat there, and then crimp. This one's a touch shorter. This is coming out at 1.580, so 3 thou shorter on that one after doing the crimp. The crimp might be dropping, pushing it back just a touch. So we'll do another one and try it. Yeah, that one's coming out at 1.580. See, it drops in nice and flush and dropping straight out, not dragging. And when we made up the dummy rounds last week, I tried them in my lever action and they work great. I tried them in some of the revolvers that I got here, and they're cycling in all of them. Crazy Gearhead has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for James. James Pollard's with us. So I'm just going through, and we'll go through and get some more done. Don't forget, guys, hashtag Mac22. Counting them tonight. Yeah, we got 15 entries in. I can see it's 21 on so far, 15 entries. So it's counting them up. We'll go through probably in about 15-20 minutes, and we'll do the draw for those 4 little prizes. So you can see, if you can see there's the nice little flare on it. Not too much, but just enough. So when I actually seat the bullet, it sits in there. And there's a nice little funnel, so it just pushes down nicely, and it's not scuffing any powder coat off. Just bring it up nicely. You can see there before I crimp it, there's no scuffing, no powder coat come off. It's just doing a really nice job. Around to the crimp. Again, we can drop it straight in the case gauge. Nice and flat, perfect. And they're dropping straight out. So as you can see, this one is 1.578. And the one I did before, 1.578. And the one before that, 1.578 there as well. So it's pushing it back just a touch when I'm doing the crimp, but they're all coming out at 1.578, which is perfect. They're still sitting where they should be, just below within the crimp band. .578. So you can see they're coming out nice and consistent. AR Gun 1776 has joined us. Good to see you. Curtis Long is with us. Day Poke, I was able to pick up some S&W 44 Mag a few weeks ago. It's another great round. I love that round, 44 Mag. Tommy Boy says, when using powder coated bullets, the OAL is going to change a little as the coating thickness on the bullets can vary. Just get it close. They're coming, like I said, on the overall length. Once I've seated them and crimped them, you can see they're all coming out very 1.578. So I'm happy with that. It's a great length. They're all nice and consistent and they feed in. Gene says, I can test some of those bullets, Markman. If you want some, Gene, I will send them to you. That's not a problem. But these, have you got 45 Colt? These are 45 Colt. Richard B. So how much of an investment is needed to get started in reloading? Looks like you have many tools there. Looks very interesting. We talked about this, Rich, I believe. I think it was on the Georgia Shooting Connection. They were talking about it one night. And as a guide, I think we were around $800 to $1,000 by the time you buy your press, your scales, you get into brass, powder, projectiles, primers. So by the time all said and done, to get a basic setup, you're probably going to be in for it for about 800 to 1,000. But don't think it ends there. This is one big rabbit hole. Once you get into this, you're probably going to really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's very gratifying to load your own bullets. 7, 8 again. You can see they're coming out really consistent. So by the time you buy verniers, calipers, and everything, you're probably going to be looking. I think we said around about 800 to 1,000, but it's going to go up from there. As you see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 9 presses in here. So once you start, it can certainly take up a lot of your money. It'll eat up quite a bit of your money. I don't want to put you off because it's a great thing to get into. And there's a lot of good videos out there, a lot of good content. So if you're going to come on to these shows, keep an eye out on some of the channels, the people in the side comments, in the comments, and you'll start seeing some names popping up where you can go onto their channels. There's such a lot of videos, good videos out there, and there's a lot to learn. Thanks for joining us, Bubba. I know you've got to go to work. I know you work nights, so you be safe, and it's really good to see you. Like Tommy Boy says, depends how much you want to spend. It can just go up and up and up. And then Gene says you don't need to go and buy everything in one go. Just start off small. Buy one of the Lee presses maybe, or an RCBS press, and just get into it. Do your research, watch some of the videos, see what you like, and you can go from there. Gene says he's got a Colt pistol and rifle. I'll send you some. I can send you some of these bullets and I'll send you some of these as well, Gene. These are the Keith style semi-wad cutters. These blue ones I made up as well. I'll send you some of those as well. You can try them out and see what you think. Sorry, I'm just going through making sure that I'm not missing any questions, guys. Dale Pogue says, what's fun to make your own ammo and make it hit to 1,200 yards? It's such a great thing when you can do some rifle rounds and you start pushing out a long way. Tommy Boy says you can get a Lee loader for around $50 and start from there and just work up from there. Crazy Gearhead says he started loading about 4 to 5 years ago. It gets addictive. You're right. There's like I said, it just opens up a huge thing to get into, but it's so much fun. Let's just finish off a few of these quickly, guys, and then we'll go in and we'll start thinking about doing the little draw. I'm hoping it's going to start to cool down. Like I said, I can't get out. I can't do any shooting at the moment because I can get to the range, go up to the range, but they don't want us filming up there. So all the deserts, all the outside shooting has all been closed down because of the fire restrictions. It's so dry here at the moment, so hot and dry that they don't want anybody out there shooting out in the desert. So we're stuck at the moment. We're stuck not being able to go out there. Our monsoon is coming. Every night I can see the clouds building during the evenings and into the night. They say they need, what they say here, that they need 3 consecutive days of the humidity over 50% and the dew point over 60%, I think they say. And if you can get 3 consecutive days of those figures, the rain's going to come in. And we have fantastic thunderstorms and lightning here. It's really good to see. And once they start coming in, we just get drowned with rain here. It's great. It cools it down nice, but it does cause damage because when those thunderstorms come through and the big what they call them, haboos or whatever you want to call it, the big dust storms come in. They come up rolling from the south. The winds are pretty strong. They blow a lot of trees down. I've seen them blowing campers and things over. We get microbursts here, which cause so much damage. So, but yeah, we got all that to come probably the next few weeks, and that's going to be. It's great. You can get out and watch the thunderstorms around here are just amazing. It just lights up the whole sky for hours, and it's really good to see. I might even try and do some videos and to see how we get on. See if I can get some of them. Let me just have a quick look through. New Tex I Can has joined us. That's a great comment there. That's for Rich. So the best thing you can do, Rich, is go out and buy a couple of reloading manuals. There's the Lineman. I think we're up to the 50 or the 51st edition, and you got the Hornady one. There's all sorts out there, but try and get hold of a couple of manuals. Start reading them. There's so much information in the front of them, and it'll give you a good idea where you want to be. Mrs. Wayne has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody out there. And again, you can keep an eye on your local, like eBay and places like that, to pick up used stuff. And that's always a little bit cheaper. Just got to be a little bit careful. But getting a couple of reloading manuals and getting your nose into those, it'll give you a good idea of maybe where you want to start. Uncle Jim has joined us. Good to see you, Uncle Jim. Thanks for joining us. James Pollard is out there. What are we doing for time here? Coming up onto 40 minutes. So for all the new guys that have joined us, let me just show you. Don't forget, hashtag Mac22 is going to get you in the draw. And let me show you quickly what I'm giving away tonight. I got a couple of stickers, guys. So we got the channel sticker, Macman 039 Reloading. We got the FN sticker, little pocket screwdriver, magnet on the back, got the pocket clip. It's got my name and telephone number on there, and we've got the little flat screwdriver. These are great in the loading room. You can see the magnet is pretty strong. It'll hold itself up there. It's enough to pick up some case gauges. So it's quite a little strong magnet. And these guys, these are just come. I actually ordered these last week. They came in today. So it's the Mac Tools Pin-Up Girl, and they are wraparound koozies. So you can just give them a hit and they wrap around. So you can put them on a bottle, on a can. It's just pretty cool. I just thought they were something a little bit different. They look kind of nice. You don't have to use them. You could stick them up in your loading room if you want to. But the idea behind them is to just give it a little slap, and there you go, little wraparound koozie. So hashtag Mac22. That's going to get you in the draw, guys. And we'll do that in a few minutes. Just going to finish everybody up. AR Guns. Brutal Bob is not doing good. I hope he gets better. Oh, that's sad to hear. I'll have to give him a call or text him and see how he's doing. He's normally on the shows. He's a nice guy. Let me see if there's any. Okay, so we, like you see, guys, so we've almost done these 20. So we'll do this last one now. We'll do the measurements, see how it compares with the rest. So a quick size. So there you go. So there's the case gauge. Drops nice in. You can see it's flush where it should be. And then they're dropping straight out. No restriction at all. And we have got 1.578. So you can see they're all coming out really consistent, 1.578, not having any issues with them. So you can see we've done a batch, there's a couple left to do, but they're all nicely sized. Really nice crimp on them. That red looks good on those powder coat bullets. And it's the Winchester brass, and we're using Federal primers, and you can see they're nicely seated just down below the surface where they should be. That RCBS bench primer is a real nice tool. So let's move over back onto the bench. I just move the camera again, guys. So like I said, next week I'm gonna try and get somebody on, and we do like another interview like I did before. We had one with Walter, and it was great. We had a great response from it. Sorry about moving that camera around, guys. There you go. So we had a great response from it. It went down really well. And so I'm going to try and get another guest on next week. I'll do some feelers out next week, and we can see how it goes. And that was one of the last revolvers I bought. I got up there, guys. It's the Cimarron or Uberti 45 Colt, and it's got those beautiful like ivory. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. I don't want to touch it. Like an ivory looking grips on it. Real nice revolver, and that one's in 45 Colt. So again, that's going to have a review done on it once it cools down a bit, that I can get out into the desert and get some shooting done. I got a bunch that I want to get out and test some of these loads up. We just have another quick look. So don't forget, guys, we'll do this draw now in a few minutes. So hashtag Mac22. I'll give you a call later, AR. I can talk to you a bit about it. He's not taking calls at the moment, so we'll talk later about it. I'll give you a call after the show. And let's have a look. AR likes the red on those bullets. Dale Pogue, I'm going to move my reloading room into the house when my son moves out next year. That'll be nice. I had an AC fitted in this out in my reloading room, and it stays around about. I think I got it set to like 78 out here. Because I got some deer heads out here as well. I got my deer head out there. My elk head from 2 years ago is finally ready. I'm going to go and pick it up in 2 weeks. So I got a small elk head to put up here as well. And yeah, it took me 2 years to get it back from a taxidermist. So at 78, I keep it in here and it keeps it a nice temperature so it looks after the heads that I've got in here, the mounts. Duffer 426, good to see you. Says nice looking round, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate that. Crazy Gearhead. Hey Mark, did you cast those bullets yourself? Yeah, I got into it a little while ago, and so I'm still very new to it. But there's a bunch there. Those are the ones that I cast up. I need to go in and make some more. But if I just turn this, you can see over here, all these plastic boxes here are all different cast bullets. Different is 357s, 41 mag in there. There's some 44, 9mm, 45 ACP. I've even started, there's some 308 over there. So I'm getting into it slowly. It's coming together slowly. But like I said, at the moment, it's just so hot. I can't even go out there on a Saturday morning. Even if I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's 100 degrees out there before we even start. This morning, I think it was 102 degrees at about 7:30. So at the moment, I can't do much. Can't do much out there. Info Brother says, great wall art. Thank you. Uncle Jim says it got to be hot down there. 99 here. Yeah, we were at 119 today, and it's given 120 tomorrow. And just make sure there's nothing else here quickly. Hi, Walter. Walter's joined us. Good to see you, VAO. Just going down, making sure there's nothing else. Tommy Boy says, do you have a 303 Enfield? To be honest with you, I had a bunch of them. A good friend of mine passed away. Oh, it's probably going to be about 6-7 years ago. And he left all his guns to one of my customers and another friend of mine. And we spent basically 3 years selling everything off. He probably had a 600 plus gun collection, a lot of old military stuff. And I bought a bunch of the Enfields off him. But to be honest with you, it's just, I got so much other stuff. I ended up selling them on. I should have kept some of them because some of them were really nice. But I should have kept some of them. But no, I didn't. I let them all go. So at the moment, I got no 303s at the moment, Tommy. Okay, let's go in and share the screen, guys. And we're going to go in and we'll do this draw quickly. So, share screen. So we've got 18 entries, and they're showing 19 on at the moment, so that's pretty good. Okay, good luck, everyone. We'll start this draw. There it goes. Dale Pogue. Congratulations, Dale. You're the winner tonight. Let me just go in and... I don't know if did that screen share, guys? I don't know. Let me just bring this up again. Sorry, I went through and that was the... I don't know if it came up on the screen, guys. We went through and Dale Pogue was the winner tonight. Sorry if I didn't go through properly. Let me just check to see if I got... Dale's info in my book. Yeah, I got your info, Dale. So you don't need to send it to me. I'll get those. Let me get a pen. I'll get these things packed up and sent out to you this week. And last week, guys, Milsurp Duo won. And I left my email up there, but I haven't been in touch and I haven't seen him on here tonight. So if any of you are in contact with Milsurp, ask him to send me an email, and so I can send out, because he won last week. Let me just put that up on the screen. Oh, one knows. So put his name on those. Yeah, so Milsurp did the one last week, so and he didn't send me an email, so I'm trying to, if anybody can get hold of him and let him know, and he can send me an email, and I'll send out the things he won last week. So if there's any other questions, guys, just throw them out there. While everybody's on, I showed some of you guys earlier this. It's a new little toy I bought. I picked this up. This is it's a Mega Sight Amiga 3 sight to go on my crossbow. And it's pretty cool. It's actually got a built-in SD card and it's got a built-in rangefinder. So I'm going to mount it on my crossbow, ready for, I got an over-the-counter deer tag. We're going to go hunting August 25th. We're going to go out hunting, so I'm going to try this out. And it actually ranges while you're using it. I don't know if you can see on there. See those dots? Let's see if I can get them to come up. So those dots are your ranging, and the very top one is a red dot. And apparently you can set this on the deer, and that once you've set everything up, I think you're going to go in at the start and do it every 10 yards, 10, 20, 30, 40. You set it all up and you load all your ranges in before you start, and then they log it. And then once that goes onto the deer and hit the deer, the red dot is your point of impact. So whether you're at 40 yards or 100 yards or 10 yards, that red dot will always be your point of impact. I believe that's how this thing is going to work. Like I said, I only opened it up tonight. So that's going to go onto my crossbow. I'm going to use it for my deer hunt in August. And if it works well, I got no issues, it'll stay on my crossbow when I do my elk hunt in September. But if I've got any issues with this, it's going to come off, because the elk hunt is the big one. Deer hunt over the counter runs for a few weeks and then it opens up again in January, so I can always go out again in January. The elk hunt is going to be one and done, so it's open for 2 weeks and I'm done. So September the 25th, it opens up for 2 weeks for me, and both me and my wife have got a tag. We both got a archery bull elk tag, and as long as that works well, we'll use it for the elk hunt. And I'm going to do once it gets mounted up, I'll do a review. I'm going to take it out the back garden. We're going to shoot out to about 60 yards out in my garden first, and then I'm going to set it out to about 110 yards. We'd have to go up to the archery range. It's about 5 miles up the road from here, and I can do the longer distances. Out to 110 yards is probably where I don't want to be any further than that. At 110 yards, the crossbow is blowing straight through the animal. I took my deer last year, I think at 70 or 80 yards, never found the arrow. It just blew straight through him and it was gone. So yeah, 110 yards with that crossbow is awesome. It's shooting at almost just under 400 feet per second. So I'm looking forward to that. So I got those couple of hunts coming up later. So I'll be, just to let people know, I'm not going to be doing probably streams that weekend, because it opens on a Friday. I'm probably going to hunt Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and maybe into Tuesday for my deer. And then a month later, then I'll probably hunt for the 2 weeks. If I don't get anything, I'm going to hunt every single day for 2 weeks, because I don't know when I'm going to get drawn again. So, but I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait. We're so glad that we got, so happy that we got bull elk again. It's going to be amazing. And I hunt with a great bunch of guys. We're in a group of about 6 or 8 of us. We're all going to go deer hunting. We all buy the over-the-counter tags. But when it comes to my elk hunt, I think 4 or 5 of them are definitely going to come up and help me out. Hopefully get me on an elk and see if we can get some meat in the freezer. So that's going to be about it, guys. We're coming up on an hour. Hopefully you enjoyed this. It was another good stream. I really enjoy doing these. Let me just have a quick run through who's here. So Gene for reloading from the hot pot is here. AR Guns 1776, New Tex, I Can, CW is here. Crazy Gearhead, Duffer 426, Mrs. Hotshot joined us, Curtis Long, Info Brothers, Dale Pogue, Tommy Boy was with us, Uncle Jim joined us, Doug Thomas, Tulai Moo, Tommy Boy, James Pollard. Sorry if I'm repeating. Walter jumped in towards the end. He was driving and he was listening I think he was listening on his phone. Richie B was joining us. Yes, Richie, I'm in Arizona. I'm down in Queen Creek. If you live locally, we can always hook up, and you're welcome to come and look at some of this stuff if you're fairly local. Let's see what else we've got here. Ron Wayne was with us. Info Brothers. Sorry if I'm repeating some of you guys. It's just there was a long chat going on here. James Pollard there. G23 was with us. Curtis Long. There's a bunch of people. Dale Pogue joined us. Chris from the 740 was with us a bit earlier. Bubba was with us earlier. Misty Mrs. Wayne was with us. Tommy Boy. We had a bunch on here tonight. I really appreciate all you guys jumping on. Dale Poke was there. Hopefully I haven't missed any of you guys. So yeah, there's a bunch of people on here tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that you can come on here and join us. Okay, I think we can wrap this up, guys. You run just coming up onto an hour. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You took a little bit from us. Just a quick rundown. We got Chris from the 740 Wednesday night. Thursday night we have Jamie and the Georgia Shooting Connection, and then Gizzard Gary follows them on Friday night. Saturday we got G23, Uncle Jim, and Hillbilly comes on late on a Saturday night. Scottish American on a Sunday night. So there's a bunch of streams for you to jump onto, guys. Thursday night sometimes you see High Boy, but he's been super busy in work lately. I spoke to him last week. And Bamba Dad joined us. Good to see you. And Chad Kelly's out there with us as well. Yeah, so I think High Boy's been really busy, and I believe he's got quite a warm loading room as well. So hopefully he'll have his streams back up and running before long. So Richie's asking about loading manuals. So I can show you a couple quickly. This one, and there's this one. You can buy them in soft cover or hard cover, it doesn't matter. The Lineman book is always good. So there's always good information in there. And what you've got is you'll have all your reloading data for all the different bullets, all the different cartridges all the way through. But here you got, like, in the front third of the book, it tells you all about different reloading, tells you all about bullets, powders, primers, machinery. So they're great little books to have. So you got the Lineman book is a good one. Hornady book is a good one. I'm just trying to think. If you're going to start loading like Sierra bullets or Burger bullets, you can buy the Sierra book, the Burger book. But these two are a great choice to start with. Lots of information. It'll be great to start. You can buy them online. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them in your local gun shops. So, and like I said, you can buy hard and soft copies. So there's always a couple of those to get into. And also, if you go on to, I believe, let me think now. If you go on to Amazon and put in reloading manuals, it brings up all sorts of, there's the ABC of reloading is a book I got over there. There's precision reloading, long range rifle reloading. There's so many books, so much literature out there. YouTube again is a great source of it as well. And you can always jump on the streams and always ask questions. We're always here. We're here to help and to share. Chad Kelly in there has got his own channel. He's got a great channel. CW Longshot, great channel. AR Guns, another channel. Uncle Jim. Just trying to think. G23 runs a channel. G23 is on Saturday night as well. I forgot to say that. Two Live Moves asking, what crossbow have you got? The crossbow I'm using, it's called a Mission, and I don't know if I can handle it. I know we're not allowed to handle firearms on here, and I don't know if it's up on top of my case. Tell you what I'll do is I'll open it, I'll put it on the floor, and I'll turn the camera around so you can see it. I just don't want to do it on live, just in case. I don't know if we're allowed to be handling stuff. So the one I got is called a Mission MBX. I'll just turn the camera around onto this now for you, and you can see it. I'll leave it on the floor. So let me zoom in a bit. So it's a Mission. You can see it there, MBX, Mission MBX charge. So that's it there. And at the moment, there's a little scope mounted on it, and you can see there's my own. It actually tells you those, when you look through the scope, you can actually see, this is what you can see. We've got crosses, there's 5 crosses in there, and 4 little lines. So I've got this set up so the top line is 30 yards, and then it goes from 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 to the very bottom one, which is 100 yards. So when I look through the scope, if I'm lining up at the top of this line, it's a 100-yard shot. So, and this one is shooting, it's firing at just under 400 feet per second. And it's quite narrow across. It's nice and light. So that's the bow that I've got. And I think it was 2 Live Mo asked about that. So I don't want to pick it up and handle it, because I know we're not allowed to handle firearms, and they might be the same with crossbows and things. So I just want to be a little bit careful. But hopefully you can see that. You can see the one that I got there. Just have a quick look. So hopefully that helps you out, Rich. Like I said, I run my stream on a Monday night. You're welcome to come on. I run it on my own, so it's quite hard to give a lot of information out. But some of the other channels you can get onto and watch. There's a lot more. If they have panelists, they can bring a question on, and you can all talk, and maybe 6 or 8 panelists can answer the question for you, and you might get a different answer from everybody, but it'll give you a nice broad spectrum of where you need to be. So hopefully that helped you out, Rich. And like I said, just keep jumping on, keep joining us, and you'll pick a little bit up in every show. Ron Wayne says, nice crossbow. Tulemu says, nice. Thanks. You're welcome, guys. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Like I said, next Monday night is going to be the interview again. I'll get hold of somebody and we'll do an interview. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great little show. And huge thanks to everybody who joined tonight. Some great questions. Nice to see the new guys coming on. It's always good to see you. And be safe. Try and stay cool. Hopefully the storms aren't hitting you in the central and east side, hitting you too hard. Hopefully it's we're going to get through without too much damage, fingers crossed, and hopefully everything stays safe. So good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next week. Thank you so much. Good night.